Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or Happy New Year. Whatever resonates for you when you're tuning in, it's good to be with you. I hope that you've all had a good start to 2024, whether you had rituals that you engaged in or not, whether you created new habits or not, set intentions and resolutions or not. Everything is perfect. And I know, and maybe this resonates for you. I think for most of my life, I actually did set intentions and or resolutions, and I was loving that habit for whatever reason for a period of time. And then I think maybe in the last 5 to 10 years, I've started thinking, why am I doing resolutions? I can begin again at any point in my year. I don't need to wait until December 31st and transitioning into January 1st with resolutions when I can do that on July 1st if I want. Um, and I also realized a couple years ago that I was in the habit of doing these resolutions or making them they in a way that revolved around wanting more of something. So, for example, I wanted more joy in my life, or I wanted more responsibility in my job so I could earn more money, have more success. And I think it was New Year's Day, I got a newsletter through from life coach Cheryl Richardson, who wrote something that really landed for me. She said, I'm ready to finalize my divorce from over responsible and marry space and freedom and peace. After all, what more do we need? And it was really an aha moment for me. If we do begin again at the new year, why not make resolutions if we're going to make them about letting go and letting go of responsibility for things that are not ours to carry, or letting go of control of a situation that doesn't need our input, even though we think it does, or letting go of self-recrimination and judgment of others. So it just got me thinking a little bit about those things. And one other thing that I wanted to share was a new New Year's Day ritual that I engaged in this year. It ironically involved both letting go and receiving. And it was a group meditation with some friends here locally. And we also did a fire ceremony, which I hadn't done before. I think I've, lit some things on fire like sage and maybe burned a few things along the way. But this was a ceremony with intention, which I really loved. And what we did is we started meditating together. And then afterwards, we wrote down one thing that we wanted to release and one thing that we wanted to invoke. And that could have been a habit, a relationship that we wanted to let go of or bring into our lives, a quality that we wanted to embody more. And once we wrote those things down, then we took those papers and we put them into the fire. And we said, I release whatever it is, and I invoke whatever it is. And at the end, it was great. I didn't even know how you would end something like that. But each time we went up to the fire, we all chimed in and said, Swaha, Swaha, meaning so be it, as the flames then engulfed our various papers. And so it was. And I love that ritual. I love the ritual of releasing and invoking so much that we get to do it today as part of our meditation. So I'm going to start as I normally do by saying there's a couple of, I'm going to adjust my screen here, a couple of essentials with meditation as a refresher. It's okay to have thoughts. They are natural. And when thoughts come into your meditation, into your awareness, you simply notice them and let them float on by like clouds in the sky. The second one is don't try too hard to have a certain experience, but have the one that you're having right now, the one that's unfolding in front of you. Let go of any expectations and treat each meditation like it's your first and your only meditation. Have a beginner's mind when you come to your meditation today. Always, always be kind to yourself. There's no right, there's no wrong with meditation. Today, invoke that kindness and allow whatever happens to be perfect. And finally, stick with the practice. We'll be meditating today for about 20-25 minutes, and I will keep track of the time. All right, so if you're all ready, let's go ahead and begin. As normal, as usual, settle into a position that is upright and allows you to be both alert and relaxed. And begin by settling in and taking a couple of long, slow, and deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth, you decide. Letting the body and the mind settle. And taking some time to arrive at this moment, in this space and time. And letting the breath return to its natural rhythm and depth. You're welcome to close the eyes for this practice or keep them open, whatever feels comfortable for you. And making deliberate contact with the floor as you tune into your feet. Noticing the contact points between you and the surface that you're sitting on. Resting your hands in your lap or at your sides. And perhaps noticing the feel of your clothing on your body. Tuning into any sounds that might be in your environment. Refraining from any judgment about the sounds and simply noticing them. Noticing the quality of the sounds. Perhaps sounds that arise in the distance and fall away. Sounds that might be closer to home, closer to you. Perhaps the sound of the beating of your heart. And the purring of a cat. Taking this time to allow the nervous system to settle. The mind to rest. There's no place to go, nowhere to be, nothing to do. allowing this space and this time for yourself. Bring your attention to your breathing. There's no need to change anything about your breathing. Just tune in to the way that the breath flows in through the nose, out through the nose. Noticing where the breath goes as you breathe in. Noticing if you feel it or sense it in the lungs, the chest, perhaps in the belly. Perhaps you feel it in the lower back or another spot in the body. Noticing the sensations in the body as it's being breathed. You might notice a pulsing and tingling, perhaps an expansion or a contraction. Notice what is true for you. And as you continue to breathe, connect with each breath, the flow of your own unique breathing pattern. You deepen your connection to the present moment. Deepen your connection to your inner wisdom, your higher self. Now encourage a deeper sense of relaxation by intentionally making the next few breaths a little bit bigger, a bit deeper, a bit longer. Letting go now of intentionally regulating the breath. and allow it to be natural. Feeling the stillness. Allowing yourself to be held. And let yourself become aware of your feet, taking your attention to the soles of the feet. The sensation of them resting beneath you or on the earth. Tuning in to the energy within the feet. Noticing any sensations that you might feel. The warmth or perhaps the tenderness of your feet. Any pulsing, any movement. And allow all that energy to travel to your calves, your knees, and your legs. Allowing the energy to move up to your pelvis and your torso. Feeling it in the chest, rising to the shoulders, the neck, up the back, into your face and head, and rising up through the crown of your head, up skyward. You might sense this energy pulsing through the crown of your head. And now moving that energy from above the crown of the head down into the throat and the heart space. And let it meet the energy that rises from your feet into your heart space. Let this energy combine and circulate around your heart. And as you tune into this energy, prepare to release something which no longer serves you. It might be a habit, a behavior, it might be a relationship. Feel or see or imagine a representation of whatever it is directly in front of you. allowing the heart space to flow out of your heart and surround this thing, this quality. Might be a bubble or a ray of light. You might invoke the violet flame or another color. And whatever image comes to you is perfect. And as the energy flows from your heart around that which you'd like to release, notice how this thing, this person, and this quality gradually disintegrates as it's engulfed and surrounded from the energy of your heart. Letting go of what no longer serves you. And as you release this quality, this person, this thing, notice what it feels like in your body. You might recite the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Hail the jewel in the lotus. Releasing the mantra now and returning to the natural rhythm and depth of the breath to anchor yourself in this moment. Tuning again into the energetic force above and beneath you as they meet and surround your heart space. And turning to a quality, a habit, a person, or something else that you wish to invoke. Noticing whatever comes to you and trust that it's in the form that it needs to be, that it's meant to take. See, feel, or imagine a representation of it directly in front of you. Allowing the energy from your heart space to flow outward, surrounding it completely. And allow that which you are invoking to expand as you recite the mantra, Hum Sa. I am that. You can recite the mantra once or several times at your own pace. Notice how it feels to expand into what you're evoking or invoking. You can release the mantra now. Return your breath to its natural rhythm and depth once more. Bringing your attention into the heart space, bearing witness to the sensations of the heart, noticing what it feels like to release what no longer serves you and invoke what does. We'll sit in the stillness for another minute or two, and I'll keep track of the time. As our meditation comes to a close, I'd like to read a passage entitled A New Year's Blessing for Realists. As you enter this new year, as you pack away the Christmas decorations and get out your stretchy pants, as you face the onslaught of false promises offered you through new disciplines and elimination diets, as you grasp for control of yourself and your life in this chaotic world, may you remember that there is no resolution that, if kept, will make you more worthy of love. There's no resolution that, if kept, will make life less uncertain and allow you to control your aging parents and your teenage children and the way other people act. So this year, as every year, may you just skip the part where you resolve to be better, do better, and look better this time. Instead, may you give yourself the gift of really, really low expectations, not out of resignation, but out of generosity. May you expect so little of yourself that you can be super proud of the smallest of accomplishments. May you expect so little of the people in your life that you actually notice and cherish every small, lovely thing about them. May you expect so little of the service industry that you notice more of what you do get and less of what you don't, and then just tip really, really well anyhow. May you expect to get so little out of 2024 that you can celebrate every single thing that it offers you, however small, because you deserve joy and not disappointment. So I wish you a happy as possible new year. So when you're ready, bring your attention back into the space around you, bringing some gentle movement into the body, perhaps wiggling the toes and fingers, shifting your seat, or if you're so inclined, perhaps stretching into the space around you. And slowly returning to the here and now. Noticing anything that might have shifted for you in the meditation. Perhaps it's physical or emotional, mental. And taking one final moment before you open your eyes and take in the surroundings of these beautiful people in front of you, the beautiful things in your space, the energy. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Perhaps noticing something new or different that you hadn't noticed before. So I want to thank you so much for being with me here today. And if you're so inclined to rub your palms together, put your thumb knuckles next to your breastbone. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. See you next time.